And welcome back to Who Would Win. I had pointed out, I had someone comment in another video I did that's like, dude, commentary is good, or commentary is okay, you should probably add some animations. Believe me, I would if I could, but I work on basically no budget. My most budget is, or the budget I use the most is going to pay the ticket for the movie. So yeah, I wish I could, but I just can't right now. I swear, at some point, at some time, I will add at least pictures in front of this. Until then, though, we work with what we have, which is absolutely nothing except me and the camera talking. Point being, though, this one comes to us from ZZ Pookie for You, which I love that name, by the way. Who asked the question, who would win the fight? Shadow the Hedgehog versus Jake Long, the American Dragon. So Jake Long is I believe they are technically humans with, like, dragon heritage. I think so. Okay, some, yeah, or that, or I don't know the actual true biology behind the Jake Long American Dragon universe. I do know Jake is at least half dragon, or he's full dragon or descendant of a dragon. Point being, he's a dragon. In normal human form, he's probably a little more durable than your average kid. But once he can partially transform into his dragon form. But really, what's going to take place in this fight is his dragon form versus Shadow. That's going to be the long term. That's going to be the main part of the fight. Jake has the ability to transform into his dragon form, which basically it's in terms of size. It's tough to say. Jake's looks like he's roughly in the 4 to 5 foot range. His dragon form looks like it's at least double that. Maybe I'd probably could put it on the 10-foot range, maybe. But I mean, he's dragon form is the red dragon you see in the picture I got right there for the thumbnail. Wings, arms, legs, a tail. He can breathe fire. Flight, he can fly quite fast. Strength, dragons can lift anywhere from 5 to 25 tons. I'm going to probably have to put Jake's strength not on the lower end, but not like to the max end. Probably in the 15-ton range, because he's been shown carrying individuals like giants. So there are even full-size giants. Well, full-size giant, then I'll use 25. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You stretching? You attack? Why are you attacking the cement thing? Why are you attacking the freaking chimney thing? She's just clawing at this chimney. We got just, why you being silly? Why you being silly? I say, look, I pet you. I tickled you from afar. I'll pet you in a little bit, unless you want to come over here and get pet. Oh, wait, you're going to come over here and get pet? Okay, you come over here and get pet. Yes, you go. Ah! Yes, you go, girl. Damn turny spin here. Anywho, I digress. Yeah, their strength is only further enhanced due to their extremely durable and sharp claws. They can pretty much rip through durable forms of matter like concrete, metal, with no real difficulty. Hold large innate objects they can pick up. Claws can also pick locks and scratch enemies or objects. Okay, well, obviously they can scratch enemies. All dragons have heightened senses, including ears and eyes. Here, pick out individual noises. Dragon sight, eyes glow bright. Doesn't say you can see various colors, but doesn't say anything like thermal or X-ray. So that's not something we have to worry about. Obviously, they have fangs and claws. And by the way, I'm going down the list of the wiki here of all the things that the dragons have. As a breath weapon, most dragons have breath weapons. They can use more things than just fire. Color of fire may vary, though. Dragons capable of reducing flames or fireballs in case the counselor icy breath of his species can encase an enemy in ice. Jake knows at least fire breathing. But due to the fact that his species, dragon, seems to just deal with fire breathing. Apparently, a dragon technique that all dragons have is the doppelganger technique, where they use their chi to create one or more temporary copies of themselves, known as doppelgangers, described as defensive techniques used to distract or fool enemies during battle. Creating a doppelganger comes from the dragon's personal and limited amount of life energy, so taking multiple copies can cause them to become weaker overall. The nature of a copy depends on the type of chi amplifier used to make it. One form of a positive amplifier will be good and follow the goals of the original, while one made from negative can gain life of its own, often become evil and turn against its owner. Their armor is extremely durable, high resistant to extreme objects, sharp objects, scrape their scales. According to Rose, dragons have a soft underbelly, though, and has been suggested to have a weakness behind their left ear, which is considered a lethal strike. and can result in instant death. They have a tail, obviously. It's a tail. Their arms, they're strong arms. Actually, no, excuse me. Dragon arm. Seen only once. Drake used it to manipulate enough heat to stop Trixie from preventing him from going to see Rose. Capable of using it to manipulate enough heat? That's interesting. Dragon wings, obviously, they're fully functioning for flight and can be used for, like, swatting people around. Dragon tongue, snake-like, can pick up objects. Fire resistant. Resistant to most basic injury, having superhuman durability and endurance. They can smash with solid objects, such as a brick wall with little injury, and can fall from heights, which would normally kill a human. Reflexes, enhance reflexes, enhance agility. Weaknesses, along with dragon abilities come specific weaknesses. Able to leave them unconscious or even dead. For instance, dragons have a weakness to sphinx hair woven into a net and can be rendered completely powerless due to too much exposure. Can even leave a dragon unconscious. Supposedly there's a weakness behind the left ear. Magic. All in all, dragons are considered the most powerful of the world's magical creatures. They may not maybe why they started to protect the magical world. So Jake Long's a pretty tough guy. I actually had him on an episode a while back where I put him up against Danny Phantom. I'm not going to say who won that, but it was a solid matchup. But overall, overall, I can't say who won or lost. Unless you want to go check out that video, I can. But we'll do the point. Shadow. Shadow is a genetically created being who was designed basically to harness part of the Chaos Emeralds. Well, actually, it was designed to stop a disease of some kind. It's also basically designed as a superior Sonic. And in almost every regard, he is a superior Sonic. He is, generally speaking, more durable, faster, stronger than Sonic is. He's also a bit, definitely, in terms of a personality, a bit more savage isn't the right word. Yeah, he's a bit more ruthless than Sonic is. He has no qualms about taking on and fighting a little dirty if he has to. Or, just, delivering, the final blows. But, Shadow's speed is at least on par, if not greater than Sonic's. His strength, fighting skill, they're all on par, if not greater than Sonic. Sonic can travel at speeds that break the sound barrier at minimum. It's instead, though, several times that he is faster than the speed of light, which that means if Shadow is faster than him, he's also faster than whatever the speed of light was. I don't remember off the top of my head where I got that feat. I think I checked Sonic's wiki at one point, the information on Sonic, and it said at one point he was faster than the speed of light at his max. So hypothetically, Shadow is faster than Sonic. Durability-wise, Shadow survived This is here's where we get into durability feats that really are like, what? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Shadow once survived a re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere, burning up, came down, smashed into a crater, and he survived. He was kind of effed up, but he survived. Shadow can basically survive explosions at point blank. He can actually multiply himself at one point. Like, let me get Shadow up here just so I can actually. I should have had them both up, but I felt I knew more about Shadow, or enough about Shadow I didn't need to. However, I am kind of mistaken. There we go. So Shadow the Hedgehog. And by the way, Shadow the Hedgehog, if nothing else, is a nice looking design. I mean, yeah, he's basically he's just a dark version of Sonic, but that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of dark, evil versions of characters. He has a motorcycle apparently in one of these, but that's not gonna. Okay, physical capabilities. Shadow is easily matching Sonic's speed in both speed and power, although he's not as strong as people like Knuckles the Echidna. So he's actually not quite as strong as some other individuals physically. Shadow's superhuman in strength, though, with effort, can overturn large objects many times his weight, such as trucks, buses, and large slabs of concrete from one hand. Like other characters in the series, Shadow can move at super speeds, an innate talent that members of the Hedgehog species possess, and can even match Sonic's speed. So he's actually not he's not faster or stronger than Sonic. Well, he might be stronger than Sonic. But he's not faster than Sonic. He's about as fast and can run hypersonic speeds. While Shadow's air shoes were credited as the source of his speed, his powerful body lets him easily rival Sonic's world-class speed. While there's some inconsistencies with how fast the two of them are compared to, Shadow admits that Sonic is the faster of the two. Okay. Shadow is extremely acrobatic, though, very nimble in terms of movements, comes with a small size, incredibly resilient, able to survive otherwise fatal situations even by standards of superhuman creatures, making him nearly indestructible. He completely bulletproof, can take a lot of major punishment in battle for starting to wear down. The most prominent testament to his durability, I believe, is what I was talking about. Yep. However, was in Sonic Adventures 2, where Shadow survived a fall to the Earth from space and re-entry in the atmosphere before Eggman's robots rescued him. Though the experience left him with enough physical trauma to give him amnesia, even after receiving major damage, Shadow displayed a remarkable fast recovery rate, quickly recovering a few moments later. So even though he was pretty messed up from that fall, he has a high recovery rate. Being an Eggman product, Shadow is immortal and does not physically age, presumably immune to disease. Being part Black Arms, he has connection to the Black Arms hive mind, allowing him to sense the hives. Okay, that doesn't matter in this fight. Shadow is naturally able to tap into the arcane powers of any nearby Chaos Emeralds to utilize the Chaos energy and power them himself. We'll use two scenarios in this fight. One where he has Chaos Emeralds and one where he doesn't. Actually, I'm going to say right now, with Super Shadow, Jake loses, hands down, no questions asked, because Shadow can manipulate reality to his will. Give me 1 second to just completely and utterly explain that. By harnessing the powers of the Super Shadow transfers Super Shadow, in this state he has the ability far surpassing normal ones. His Chaos powers are increased to their full limit. He has the ability to fly, nearly invulnerable, found it difficult to stay in his form, but he has since mastered it. So, if we gave him Super Shadow, Jake would not be able to combat him all. However, we'll give him... To be fair, we'll do two scenarios then. One where he has no access to Chaos Emeralds, and one where he'll have access to one. So, utilizing this, Shadow can specifically harm both positive and negative Chaos harness. Remove his restraints. He becomes a walking dynamo of raw power, releasing tremendous amounts of innate energy that form an impenetrable barrier around him. While in the state, he gains increased strength and speed, enough to overpower hundreds of Nephei's, the Dark clones, at once. However, using his full power tires him out quickly. Chaos Control is possibly most adept at using it in the series among anyone, having mastered it to perfection. He can manipulate space and time, slow down, warp across space, delicately? Is that delicately? Yeah, okay, that's the word delicately. I haven't seen that spelled in a while. Delicately enough to distort space in small centralized areas, such as around his fists in mid-air. Additionally, he can mold Chaos Control into a variety of offensive and defensive moves and can even use it to heal himself. Of course, combat skills. In combat, he is lethal and extremely powerful, force that few can defeat. He never holds back in immense strength, making a brutal fighter with a distinct killer instinct. Like I said, he's a bit more savage than Sonic is. His fighting style focuses mostly on brutal, understated, and powerful hand-to-hand combat, in line with the nature of his potent abilities. He's adopted a fighting style where he fights his opponent using powerful blows, such as karate chops, switch punches, and roundhouse kicks. Techniques and moves. He's got basically most of Sonic's moves. Miscellaneous skills. He can ride a motorcycle. He's also pretty skilled with extreme weapons as well. So anyway, without further ado, who wins this fight between Shadow the Hedgehog, the perfect ultimate life form, versus Jake Long, the American Dragon? In a no-access to Chaos Emerald fight, first off, I imagine Shadow just coming through the city and Jake seeing him. It's like, oh, whoa there, buddy. He's like, this is my Taz. Like, I haven't heard of a magical hedgehog. He's like, magical? I'm not magical, but I am the most perfect, powerful creature in the world. Thank you for noticing. It's like, I didn't say that. You didn't have to. It's on your face. So I'm just going to leave now. It's like, yeah, no, thanks. You're kind of tearing up Taz. Like, look, buddy, get out of my way and you won't get hurt. Oh, is that a threat? Sorry, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm Jake Long, the American Dragon. Yeah, get out of my way. It's like, and then, Jake Long is like, yeah, I don't think so, buddy. And then, punches Shadow. And I'm going to say this right now. I actually think, from what I just read, that Jake's actually physically stronger, at least in terms of lifting strength, than Shadow is. I don't know about pure punching power in their base form, but strength-wise, I think Jake's actually the stronger of the two. So, Shadow gets hit, and he's like, that actually kind of hurts. And that's where that came from. And then he just blows fire at him. It's like, and then all of a sudden you just see Shadow right in front of his eyes. Like, yeah, you know, you're gonna have to be a little faster and be have to quicker on the draw than that kid, and it just starts blitzing Jake. Now, while he's not as strong as Jake, I would not doubt that he's far more ruthless and brutal than Jake and far faster. So he's gonna start blitzing Jake. Jake's got some solid durability, but according to Rose, as it were, Jake's future girlfriend in that series, um, their underbellies and possibly their left ear is their weak spots. And when speed blitzing, I imagine Sonic Shadow would definitely be hitting Jake in the underbelly quite a bit. So he's taking some hits, and then boom, boom, just Jake gets thrown into a wall. It's like, yeah, okay, this is fun, but I gotta go. And you're not going anywhere. All of a sudden, Jake's behind him. It's like, what? That's right, buddy. You're in double trouble, or should I say, triple trouble? And then, one guy's like, huh? Now I got you. Yeah. And then starts about to claw. I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. And then just starts to try to get up. He's like, and basically claws Shadow, who basically just takes it. It's like nothing. And he's like, that actually I had an itch there and that actually solved it. So things like, what? Basically fire blasts him, and now there's a little bit of singeing off his hair. It's like, okay, now I'm annoyed, and just eventually vibrates fast enough to basically get rid of one of the chi clones, blitzes them again. It's like, okay, this ends now, and just suddenly just rat fire just right in Jake's guts, and Jake just boom. The reason, and then if we move on to the second story where he has access to a Chaos Emerald, Jake's is even more screwed at that point, because now it's Jake comes in, holds him there because I imagine it goes to that scenario where one's got him like in a Nelson, and Jake's just boom, there's a Chaos Control, and then just kind of momentarily freezes time, boom, blasts it, and then just blasts him with that barrier dome he has when he's accessing the Chaos Emeralds. The reason Shadow wins this pretty whole-handedly is that, physically speaking, Jake does actually have the advantage, physically speaking. But that's pretty much the only... yes, he can fly too, which he can avoid Shadow for some time. But that's pretty much it. Jake does not have a durability advantage. Jake could not survive on re-entering the atmosphere and crashing down like Shadow did. And Shadow can recover pretty easy from that afterwards. He does not have a speed advantage over Shadow. He does not have a skill advantage over Shadow. He does not have a regeneration capability over Shadow. The only thing he's got is physical strength. And while in terms of a punch, he might be able to actually kind of hurt Shadow a little bit, he honestly does not have a technique or attack. His claws, his fire breath, he doesn't have anything in his arsenal that would really be able to hurt Shadow. The best he could do is maybe a fire punch or something like that. Like if he puts a flame into his fist, maybe if he can do that, and punches him straight in the face or something like that, he could hurt him a little, but Shadow could just recover from that with little difficulty. Shadow just has too much durability on the side, and it would easily be able to outlast Jake when you really break it down. And on that note, we're going to end this. But yeah, so Shadow kind of... oh, never mind. There it is. And that's nothing. But anyway. Thanks for watching. That's basically it. I give this fight to Shadow. Is there a way Jake wins? Unless Jake wants to take him into the atmosphere and basically pile drive him into the earth, which would very much risk hurting him as well. Yeah, so sorry, did something, and I can hear the answer machine in the back. So yeah, if you can think of a way that Jake could legitimately win against Shadow, I would be interested to hear it. But overall, I think Shadow pretty much takes us 100% of the time. Again, in a weird hypothetical, I'll give Jake this, is that he's got enough obscure techniques with him that he could beat maybe base form without Chaos Emerald Shadow, at least knock him out. Because he could drag him up to the atmosphere, try to pile drive him, but let go at the last minute and basically crater him in the earth. That might knock him out, but Shadow could recover pretty quickly from that. But in terms of a confrontation, hypothetically, yeah, Jake wins that. That said, though, you'd have to make an argument that Shadow would allow him to do that, allow him to get him up that high without, fighting back. So I'll give Jake a 5%, and we're going base to base with Shadow, but that's I think that's being generous. And against the chaos control Shadow, no, Jake don't win that fight at all. Jake does not win that fight. But what do you think? Do you think there's a legitimate way that Jake wins this confrontation, and not only wins it, but wins the majority, or at least wins more than 5% out of 95, 5% out of 100? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But thank you for watching. I know that last few moments there with the phone kind of distracted me a bit. I apologize. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero, Magic, What If, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. I don't have any plans, actually, for videos tomorrow. I mean, I'll pre-record my Wednesday videos if I get the chance to. But yeah, I mean, Thursday, I think it's gonna be Skyscraper, and who wins throughout the week. What If on Wednesday and Sunday, just the usual. That said, I might have a video up sometime later in the week. A new type of video, not new type. It's technically another one of those top videos, but it's actually more like me ranking things video. So I'm probably gonna be adding those to the channel at some point. I will not say how often they will be. I have a couple written down already. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Thanks for watching, though. See you next time.